Welcome back to the Bob and Tom program. Yes, I'm sorry.
Good morning.
I'm a little discombobulated over here. You may hear some racket in the studio. Mm-hmm. It's the relatively well-dressed Tim.
Now there's racket.
Tim Wilson has joined us in the studio.
Is that a new hat, Timmy? That's nice.
That looks like you're.
Well, it's actually not all that new. It's actually about 2 years old, but I just never have worn it. I finally found a shirt that match it.
You look like a Southern private detective.
I look like a what?
Kind of
A Southern private detective.
Oh, like a Pinkerton guy? Chasing Jesse James, blowing up
That
his
ain't a
woman.
situation
Yes, sir.
comedy.
They're,
I'll kiss your ass.
Who are those guys?
Tim Wilson.
Tim, can you give me a strum on that guitar, please?
Nice shirt, sir.
You did not buy that
That
shirt.
close?
Your wife must have bought that shirt. Your wife buy that shirt?
Tim,
Well,
we should
see,
explain.
I'm married to a very color-conscious woman.
Well,
we
yeah.
go,
Boy,
you know,
that's-
she's the type of,
Go on.
she matches everything,
Uh-huh.
She'll, we're going to
I
the...
notice your hat and your shirt match.
You
Yeah, they
look-
match.
I can't believe how nice you look. Actually, it's kind of
Well,
scary.
that's what she said. She said they're gonna say, boy, you've never looked so nice ever. And sure enough, that's the first thing you said.
Yeah, well, that's very nice. She,
But,
she
but if
obviously-
you'll look,
she has a great eye,
she
apparently.
Noticed that,
No, she
she
likes
kind of
to.
hollered at me because I left with black boots on.
No, she likes you say she likes to have you match with things. So then when you go out, who does she pair you up with?
Yeah, I had a follow-up question. She sounds like a wonderful woman. What's she doing with you?
Well, I ask myself that quite often. I told her the other day. I said, sweetie, if you was to leave me, you'd have another boyfriend if you went to the mall in about 30 minutes. I'd be racking my brain and be ready to stick a gun in my mouth. And I never ever would ever find another person like you ever.
When's that going to happen?
Can we do
A
anything?
gun in the mouth.
Can we do anything to assist?
You ever eat pancakes with whiskey on them instead of maple syrup?
Well,
you guys are touching all my topics
Let's
today.
put it this way. I've had a
Guns
few
in your
mornings
mouth.
where after I finished eating pancakes, there was sort of a mixture of whiskey and pancake in the parking lot.
Right.
Okay, that's
Yikes.
Let me.
but
handle
I've
it.
never
How about-
really had them
How about letting
together.
me handle the questions over here,
right.
Chip? Maybe we
Okay,
can
go ahead.
move
But
forward.
checking IDs to get in Pancake House, is that what y'all talking about?
Well, there was a pancake house that
Had a problem with dining and dashing.
so they were collecting your driver's license when you would come in, so you wouldn't leave without paying. And
Well, Tom's smarter than I am, so I'm going to ask Tom this question.
All right.
Tom, how come whenever I walk into a place, I'm going to go into just some bar somewhere, and there's a bunch of 12-year-olds running around. Not 12-year-olds, literally, 22-year-olds
okay, yes.
running around. I walk up with a gray beard, discussing the Kennedy assassination with my friend. And when we walk up to the guy, he cards me.
Uh-huh.
Why does he card me?
They have to.
Some people,
Why?
some places they have to card you no matter what.
Well, I understand that, but y'all sound like the stupid people who are working there.
I'm
sorry, sir, we have
with
to
you on
card
there.
you. I'm sorry, sir, we
It's
have to card you.
Pretty obvious
Why
that
do they
you
have
are
to card
over
us, Bob?
21, yes.
Let me go to somebody who's at least willing to think with me. Bob, why do they card me?
I haven't the slightest
Maybe it's
idea.
a law
I
there.
ask the same question. I walk into a bar. They ask for my ID. I got it. All right. Are you guys nuts?
Is there
Are
such
you
a thing as a
blind?
driver's license that might have like a that tells that says you're some sort of a habitual driver or something?
I don't know.
Well,
No
now they
idea.
have those code things. They read your driver's license in some
No, but
bars.
then I just got carded to buy a video game.
Sure.
And
Well,
I-
that's understandable.
I said to the guy, "You're kidding, right?"
Well, I'm a firm
And then
believer.
I had to sign a form.
Mm-hmm.
And what video game was this?
I don't know, some.
To prove that you were over 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just stupidity.
I
in
still
the
think
world.
they should raise the drinking age to 60.
It still wouldn't help.
Because
Well, what they ought to do is do what the
A
Israelis
little
do.
problem yesterday.
Well, do what the Israelis do. Don't have a drinking age.
no,
They don't have a drinking age in
maybe
Israel,
that,
and they don't have
maybe
a,
that would explain what's going on over there.
Yeah, they don't have any problems.
That would
Obviously-
explain all the bombs.
Yeah, they got it all together. They have
Yeah, well-
no
well,
problems being caused by that situation.
No.
Yeah, but they don't have a problem, with whiskey and pancakes and 12-year-olds
I
drinking.
guess not.
you know?
Just other people lobbing bombs into their suburbs. That's all.
I drink too.
Well, there's just lots of stupid people. I remember the time I had to go get a birth certificate. And I was dumb in that I forgot to take my driver's license over there with me. But I had an old alcohol license on me when I used to be a bar back at a bar. It was expired, but it still had my picture, the governor's signature, my birth date on it. I take it over to get my birth certificate, And the lady said, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not going to be able to take this ID. It's expired. And I said, well, ma'am, I realize it's expired, but it still has my picture, the governor's signature, my birth date, and name and address.
Was it
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not going to be able to take this because it's
it Governor
expired.
Wallace? Was it?
No, it wasn't Governor
You're
Wallace.
not helping at all.
It was actually
This whole 5 minutes of my life is your fault.
at that point. I think it was probably Joe Frank Harris in Georgia.
How is it your fault?
So anyway,
Please tell me.
Bob, are you still listening to my story?
I'm over here.
Go, Tim, go.
We're listening.
So I said, lady, I said, I can't drive back across town to go get my driver's license. I said, I was born at like 7:30 in the morning at the medical center in Columbus, Georgia on August
Does
the
this
5th.
story end with her
Here's
taking
my
her own
mama's
life?
name. My mama's name was Floride C. Wilson, and my father's name was A.L. Wilson.
And then you hear the
go there and
gun
find my driver's license or my birth certificate, and here's the $5.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, sir, I'm sorry, I can't take this. It's expired. So I cussed that woman for about 30 minutes. Ran out to
And
the
then she
car,
began to
ran
fill
over
out.
to my-
Then she began filling out her own death certificate.
I went back over across town and got my driver's
I'm
license.
just trying.
I'm just waiting to fill in the
I'm
time.
just trying to earn a living, Mister.
Right. I walked up and took the driver's license and my old alcohol license, stuck them up to the window.
Yeah.
And I said, you see those pictures there, lady? I said, that's the same guy. I said, see the governor? Same guy. I said, see the name and all that. Birthday's the same. I said, why did you make me drive all the way back across town? She goes, because the other one's expired. I said, ma'am, do you realize why you have this job? I said, the reason you have this job is because you, madam, are an idiot. I said, and they don't want somebody.
Did any of this help at all?
They don't want somebody who uses
now
any
I'm
sort
going
of
to kill
judgment or
myself.
anything.
Ever ask him another question,
I'm
I will kill
sorry.
you.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
Tim, is
sit
that a
here.
guitar?
Well, it's like the zero tolerance law. You know what's wrong with the zero tolerance law?
Oh, but I think you're going to tell us.
It makes the principals of schools and anybody that has a zero tolerance law, it makes them not have to think. You don't have to use any kind of judgment at all. We just treat everybody the exact same. Okay? Now, there was a lady in Atlanta one time
This is your fault, chick.
when I went to swap in my driver's
kill ya.
license,
Yeah.
who actually let me. I went out to the car looking for enough stuff to prove I was me. And obviously it was my
Just
fault
start
to
telling a
start
story like this. They'll know.
for running off without the necessary
They'll
stuff.
ask you to move to a different state.
But after about 30 minutes, this lady goes, Mr. Wilson. She goes, and she was a black lady, okay? And she was one of the sweetest people I've ever met in government. She goes, Mr. Wilson, she goes, I've sent you out there to your car to find some kind of identification. She said, nobody would have stayed here for an hour and a half and brought me H&R Block receipts and all those things out of a car for an hour and a half unless they were you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I said, so
That's
I'm
right.
going
I
to give
couldn't
you, I'm
agree
going to
more.
reissue you your driver's license
Yep.
because I know you must be you because nobody would have been here for an hour and a half. And see, that's the way you're supposed to be. That's the way America was designed to be.
Okay, good. Thanks. You done now, chick? Any more questions?
No, sir.
You want to ask him about...
I'm having my tongue cut out in 10 minutes. Don't worry about it.
Well, I asked why, and
give me a
y'all wouldn't
strum,
answer
will you?
me. Well, you just have to. It's just
Can you
the way
give
it
me a
works.
strum over there, Chief? One more time.
Another G?
There we
there
go.
you go.
That sounds better. Okay, go ahead. You want to do a tune for us? Is your new album out yet?
No, still working on it.
Okay, okay.
I went back and re-edited that song again.
Yeah,
where
walk
it's
us
got a
through
little
that,
bit
will
of music under it. But I'll play you. Here's a stupid song. She was eating. Let's see. He's got it tuned different. Hold on.
Okay. No. All right, go ahead.
She was eating lunch at a meeting 3, and that's where she met me. She wrote her name on a napkin with her address and telephone. She had an ass that would not wait. I had the all-you-could-eat meatloaf plate, but wiped my mouth on that napkin. What a mistake, 'cause now her number's gone. I should have found something else to wipe it on, and her name is Jane Ketchup Stain. She lives on Mayonnaise Road. Her number was Heinz 57-4, something with the coleslaw area code. I don't know where she lives, or who she is, or what number to dial, but if I see her around town, I'll rewrite it all down on a dad blame paper towel. and her name was Jane Ketchup Stain. She lives on Mayonnaise Road. Her number was Heinz 57 something with the coleslaw area code. I don't know who she is or where she lives or what number to dial, but if I see her around town, I'll rewrite it all down on a dad blame paper towel.
Yeah. Tim Wilson. What's that one called, Tim?
It's called Jane Ketchup Stain.
I like that. Can you put your...
Good morning, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, fellas.
Oh, hi, Floyd.
Hey, Timmy.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. You know, the last time we talked, I couldn't stay as long as I wanted to. I thought maybe we could finish where we left off.
Where did you? I don't remember where you were last time you called.
Well, I wanted to know his thoughts on Jesse Jackson and Jimmy Carter violating the Logan Act. You know, we could have a round table discussion about it.
Floyd.
I believe where I stand on it, but Tim, I'm dying to know what you think about it.
Well, Floyd, I'm not sure what year the Logan Act was. I want to say
Hey,
it was,
Floyd,
it was around
someone's going to
18,
take your truck from you.
like 1801 or something
I
like that.
can't hardly hear you.
We're changing our phone number, Floyd. Okay,
I'll
that's
listen for
very
the
funny.
answer. Thank you.
Tim Wilson is our guest. Tim has a bunch of great CDs available online. We have a link to Tim's website. Also, your new website is, Tim, up and running?
Yeah, TimWilsonAmerica.com. That's
Yeah.
TimWilsonAmerica.com.
And we have it linked directly at bobandtom.com.
Yeah, I don't know if you can buy anything off of it yet, but you can look at some of my old baby pictures and stuff.
Baby pictures. I've got to see this.
Oh, I was pretty, normal-looking kid.
Yeah.
Baby pictures. Cool.
Well, like go to the early. I think
yeah.
there's a section called Early Tim. That's me when I was wanting to be a hippie. I had on a paisley shirt. I was trying to dress like Jimi Hendrix.
Well,
But the rest of me doesn't look like Jimi Hendrix.
Christy, do you want to squeeze in one quick story?
Sure. Clement Clemston is minding the reindeer. He's not one of Santa's helpers. He's an acting sheriff in Norway's Arctic region. Check this out. He had to grab a renegade reindeer as it ran along the highway. Several people called police to warn of the potential traffic hazard. Clemston tells the Associated Press he drove his patrol car alongside the panicked animal and grabbed it through the window. He says the animal was fast and was going about 20 miles an hour. He apparently subdued the animal and all is well.
Sounds like a new Olympic event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he climb out and
Reindeer
wrestle
wrestling.
it to
Yeah.
the ground?
Reindeer rodeo. It doesn't give any more details. But
Well, that's
he
why
was
he's sheriff over there.
Yeah.
Because he can drive around in a car, just reach out the window and grab a reindeer at 20 miles an hour.
Not even drop his cigarette.
He's the Buford Pusser of Norway.
Man is
Beat it in the head with a baseball bat.
a Norwegian badass.